You know, so that's just a.
My man not playing.
Huh?
You got the big bag.
Man, I gotta keep my dang energy up, man.
Man, you got that go yard.
Man.
They don't know about that. They don't know about that. They don't know. See, they know about that group, the real group. They don't know about that one. That's the broken one.
Right. Real right. Real right. But let me ask you this. Where do you see your journey going?
I don't know, man. I know it's gonna go like in terms of like business wise. I know the direction is going in a positive way. I'm just kind of concerned about my surroundings and just like the people I'm around and just different things like that. Certain relationships I got, just because I'm the type of person I want everybody to eat with me. So I just but when you're on that upward trajectory, sometimes you gotta make hard decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make sure you're in a healthy environment and you're good. So you can focus. Because that focus that's needed for anybody that's an entrepreneur, it's 100 times harder than working a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 is just, it's habitual, and your money's coming in, and you have a certain responsibility,
Right?
A certain layer, and it's just more security in terms of working than it is with entrepreneur. I mean, yes, there's big wins, but there's also big losses. And those big losses can occur from maybe lack of focus, maybe making the wrong step, making the wrong turn. And so the hypervigilance that's needed, that you display, I mean, as soon as you get off of TikTok, you got to go straight to YouTube. The work never stops. And I know when you go to bed, you're thinking about it too. Like, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I doing a month from now, 6 months from now? It's like chess every day, but you're playing it with yourself.
Yep.
Making sure you're getting better.
And that's the fun part, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Because, like, right now, so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, I want to get on YouTube right now, but I'm on TikTok. And you start thinking to yourself, like, damn, bro, I got to figure this out because I need to do both. So now I'm live on YouTube and TikTok right now as we speak. But it's like, those are the situations I think that impact you, both mentally in a positive and negative, because it's like, you're right, it's always survival mode, especially when you're trying to like grow and build what people don't believe in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a difference when you building something and you got people cheering for you. But like, it's hard, bro. It's hard because even with you, I'm sure you want to start a trucking company, right?
Oh yeah.
How many people believe in it? How many people believe in you?
I don't know. Shit, if I had to take a guess, I'd say 0. But I'm probably wrong.
Yep.
Me, I count myself.
Real rap though.
And God.
Because it's like, you can't wait for somebody to believe in you. You gotta believe in yourself before everybody else. And that is the beautiful part, right? It's like, bro, what's up, y'all? Everybody on YouTube, just to let y'all know, man, make sure you guys like the video. And just to tell you, I right now am packaging a Resellers Kit. This is going to be a 50-piece Resellers Kit. We're packaging up. I'm packaging it from home. I've been on TikTok live all day. If you guys haven't, make sure you go and follow me on TikTok, educator__hustler. But also make sure that you guys are checking out these Reseller Kits. This Reseller Kit was $300. The 30-piece Reseller Kit is $250. Comes with wholesale products that you can resell on eBay, Mercari, Amazon, OfferUp, and places like that. But to go back on what you said, bro, there's a bunch of people that ain't never gonna believe in you. And you got to be able to put that work in yourself. You feel me? And it be the people closest to you that don't believe in you the most, because they know your bad habits. They know things that you don't do that others may know, and they also know things that you do that others may not know. You know, and like prime example, I would have loved to be able to come out and hang out today, right? But the difference is I have to hold myself accountable with the checklist that I have to get done, and I think that that is where I have to hold myself to a higher standard just in general, because it's easier to hold yourself accountable with your checklist during the morning times when it ain't much going, or when it's raining outside. But then like when you active like how we are, it's hard, bro, because you got so many distractions, you know? Like real rap.
Yeah, I understand the concept, more money, more problems. I think it's just, it's like, I feel like the people that can do both, be versatile, they can get to it and still, keep getting past whatever resistance they're dealing with.
Right.
That's the real skill, like, it's acquiring those two skills, but they don't tell you that in the beginning, you know what I mean? It's like, go get the money, go get the money. But it's so many other lessons that have to be learned around getting the money, with just having good character and being a good person,
Right. And you want to know the crazy part, bro? Is they don't want to tell us because they don't want everybody to be successful. They don't.
Yeah, that's why, like, you see all these athletes or these rappers that blew through money. They had a one hit, they had 2 or 3 good contracts, and they blew the money without being properly educated on, like, okay, this money needs to be put into a 401k, a IRA, a life insurance policy, the S&P 500, crypto, real estate, art. You know what I mean? Anything that can produce and increase the value of that pot that they work for.
Right.
They gain the knowledge. Like, I was looking at a video of Jim Jones. He said that he blew through $20 million in 3 years. And I'm just still mind blown by that.
That's crazy.
I look back at that, it's like, bro, like, that, like, those type of things you don't forget. You know what I mean? I'm saying, like,
All right.
but watching it, I'm like, okay, like, I get it. Like, I see where my insight needs to grow more. I see where I need to learn from his mistakes.
Yep.
Because it takes a lot of to get online and to admit that, and to take accountability like that, and to say, yeah, like, I didn't have the education. I was just spending the money as fast. Like, to openly say that, that's a skill set, man. Because, like, without him opening up and admitting that, I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that was the norm. Because, like he said, back in the day, the whole slogan was the game was sold, not told. So a lot of educational things people didn't know. And it's clear when you look back at the rappers that are still making money who had the education and who didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing transition to this, transition to on YouTube shows. Like, they had a certain level of education to where, okay, cool, they know they got burned, but they said, okay, cool, like, I'm going to build something on my own. And they took their chance.
And you want to know the crazy part, too, about that is that, once you get that education, and you're right, a lot of people don't share it. They withhold the information because they want to capitalize off of it. And I have a lot of people that I go through, like, friends that give me great advice, but would never give that advice to other people unless they paid for it, And when I ask them why, their main thing is, why would I give away free game? That's literally what they tell me. Why would I give away free game when I could charge someone for it? You know what I mean? And, like, that's how they feel. And, I can't dispute that, but I do think that that's why we fail as a whole in general. Sometimes we gotta fail because we gotta learn those expensive mistakes ourselves, So That's just how it goes.
Yeah, man. I know, man. Listen, dog.
That's
The
just how it
progress
goes.
that I see you make, man, and the growth that I see you doing, and how comfortable you are online, man, I'm just like, man, my dude just has to keep on chopping wood every single day, man.
Yeah, and the
I mean,
crazy thing is, bro, it's so uncomfortable being online, knowing you deserve more, or not deserve, because that's the wrong word. It's so hard to be online, knowing that you really bust your ass every single day, and don't get the recognition you feel you're deserved. That's what I think. And it's not me being ungrateful though, because I always want to make sure that I'm honorable about the critique I give myself. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. But it is very hard getting up every day, going online, and getting nothing. And I'm not even talking about money. I'm talking about support, acknowledgement. Sometimes you just want people to be able to be on that chat so you can talk to, you know?
yep, exactly. Yeah, man. This journey, man, it's not for the weak. It's not for the
Yeah.
weak.
It's not. And one thing I want, and you're on my YouTube right now and you're on TikTok, but and I'm only saying this because you could actually refer back to this conversation. I think that, you know, one thing you got to realize is what are you willing to sacrifice to be wherever you want to be. And I think, um, I wanted to put you on these platforms because we have all of these conversations in private, um, that most people I feel could utilize. But like, what are you? The real question is, what are you willing to sacrifice that you're not doing? Because I'm gonna be honest, you have so much potential. Okay, I can hear myself. You have so much potential. It's just more so about, bro. 25 a pan, so 3 pans should be enough. They never fresh to eat. They say. Okay. You gotta be willing to just sacrifice your comfort, bro. And that's what I'm doing now with this whole TikTok thing. And even on Instagram, I don't usually do, lives like this. I usually do lives where they're scripted as far as I know what I'm gonna talk about. But I just gotta get back to just, it sounds funny, but not caring, you know? Because why would I care about somebody that's not putting food? And I'm not saying I don't care about my supporters. I'm saying, why would I care about the people that don't support me, not supporting me, or not liking me, or being a hater when they don't put food in my kids' mouth? They don't give me feedback on how I can make my content better. And anybody that judges you, that you're allowed to stop you from doing you, you're giving them that satisfaction.
That is true.
You know?
That is true.
So that is interesting. Because
And then, like, everybody has a different opinion. So if you were to let it bother you, it would just be a never-ending road. You know what I mean? Because it's created for engagement, no matter if it's positive or negative.
yeah.
Some comments do hurt. Everybody's human. You feel some comments, but it's just like you just gotta kind of look at it where it's just like how like horses are when they're in a horse race. They put those blinders over their eyes, so the only direction they can see is straight. You know.
Yeah.
So like that kind of goes back with the question I asked you, man. Like it was in a different department, but that focus through resistance. You know what I mean? It's like it always like kind of comes back to that in different ways. You
Real
know?
right, because then you gotta realize too, like if you're not focused through the resistance, then what are you? Like if you don't, if you not focused when it starts raining and shit start going wrong, then how could you even look yourself in the mirror and call yourself a business owner? Because things don't work out, you know? Really just don't work out, bro. There's so many things in life, especially in this type of field, that don't work out. You know? And that's why I think I just really enjoy creating content, even though I don't get the recognition I feel sometimes, is because I'm immune to the I'm immune to the problem. Like I'm immune to not seeing the result. The result doesn't matter to me as much as me actually doing it does. You know,
Yeah.
I value me actually getting my ass up and getting on camera more than I value me making money selling products. You feel me? Like, because I know for a fact these products that I have right here could be gone today. You know, somebody could take away my ability to sell products at any point in time. Somebody could take all of the money away from me at any point in time, but like they can't take me away from me. They can't take how I grow, how I learn, who I am, what I've known, who I felt, how I felt. Excuse me. They can't take it away from me. Like I'm a motherfucking hustler. Like, and that's me. You know what I mean? So it's like I think, and I know you're a hustler too. So it's like it just intrigues me how sometimes we allow ourselves to get distracted from what the main thing is. You know?
I know, right? It is. The thing is so great, and you see the vision. Like,
Yeah.
don't get distracted. It just proves that when they used to tell us as kids, like, when you get older, life happens. You know what I'm saying, like, it's the truth. Like everybody's on this earth, bro, and trying to figure it out the best way they feel like they could figure it out. They have their goals, their standards, and it's just like you have your goals, I have my standards, the viewers have their goals and their standards, and it's just like I know everybody battles with that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like I'm trying to take 3 steps forward and I just went 10 steps back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but the skill set is okay. You know what? I just went back 10 steps, but you know what? Let me have like a Michael Jordan mind frame, a Tom Brady mind frame. Like, all right, I'm back 10 steps. Let me take 40 now. I'm saying it's like,
yeah, because you got to think about it too. Like when you go and take those steps back, bro. When you take those steps back, you're only taking those steps back to essentially get ahead anyway. Because when we refer to taking the steps back, we're already insinuating that we want to take those steps forward in the first place. So it's just like, how you going to take those steps forward, you know? And for me, it's like I'm not going to keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. No, I got to figure out how I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? That's like my mindset every day I wake up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? So like that's like one of the biggest things, bro. Like you just gotta figure it out, man. And that's the beauty in it, though. That's the Resellers Kit, yo. We got 50 products up in here. We got speakers. We got AirPod Gen 2 clones. We have Labubu dials. We have chargers. We have everything. These are limited edition Labubu dials, and these sell really well. Really, really well. These ones sell good. You can sell these at pop-up shops, a bunch of different places, guys. These are really, really good sellers. And the reason I tell you guys that is because, again, Labubu dials. I had a guy comment, and the guy said, "These aren't real Labubus. How could you do this?" And I had to tell him, like, one, wanting attention is a female trait. And I wanted to let him know that. And I wanted to repeat that because if he does see this, you know, I meant that. And 2, it's like this, y'all. I specify in my videos all the time. Number one, all of our Labubus are Pop Mart Labubus. That's what it says on the packaging. Now, are they certified? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. And I tell you guys that because some of them have QR codes, some of them don't. But regardless, there's always going to be subjective because it's always going to be somebody, they're too new to know who's going to know if it's certified or not, what type of things I need to look for. I am literally, guys, very transparent about all of our processes when we have these products. I think my biggest problem with the internet when it comes to reselling is people praise the people that are showing them that they make money and lying, rather than praising the people that show them a system when they don't like it. And what I mean is, like, we live in a generation where everybody want to make fast bread, but not everybody wants to go through the system and the structure that it takes and breaking down and building back up, breaking down and building back up. Like, not everybody want to sell physical products because they feel like they could just go ahead and sell products they never owned or touched online. It's like everybody want the money that comes fast or seems good, and they don't realize in reality if that was so easy, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. I'm not saying it's not true in some capacity, but a lot of you guys are cheating yourselves because you're fucking lazy, you know, and that's just the truth. A lot of people are just cheating themselves because instead of saying how much am I willing to sacrifice, they're trying to say how easy can I get it without having to do the work, you know? And that's why a lot of people work for other people, because they're working for the other people that actually did the shit right. And that's why you work for them, you clock in, and you waste your time while they on jet skis in Dubai on mountains and stuff. There's no jet skis, I don't think, in Dubai, but while they're on camels in Dubai. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about fast money?
I think fast money is fool's gold.
Okay.
I think it's fool's gold. I think that
Because me and you both have been subject to fast money at some capacity, have businesses that generated fast income. But how has that planned out for you? How did it come out for you?
Shoot, most of the fast money that I've made, I've lost based off lack of discipline, lack of focus, and getting comfortable, which is the one thing you can't get is comfortable. But yeah, I've definitely dealt with that for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Fast money to me, fool's gold is a good way of putting it. I think fast money, and I come across a lot of young men, and some young women that want to make money so bad that they're willing to skip steps, try to take shortcuts. And it's like, when you do that, you're giving something else up. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, I've made money before where, I'll give a good example. I've got JBL speakers before from a guy at a flea market. This guy at the flea market, hold on, y'all. Hello? Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll probably eat two, though. We'll see. Yeah, that's fine. It don't matter to me. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. Either way, it's fine. Just let me know. Yeah, that's true, depending on the quality. But okay. said what? Huh? What you say? Yeah. And then we can just leave from there. All right. All right. All right, bro. Yo, bro, my fault.
Oh no, you good, bro.
But yeah, fast money is trash. I think that a lot of people have a lot to learn from that. Huh?
Yeah. Nah, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
But I do think that too. Money in general is something that a lot of people are confused about, because even me, like, I find myself prime example. Like, you ever get mad at your kid, but you know it's not your kid's fault, that you're less tolerant, like you have a tolerance that is not as lenient,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Well, sometimes with hustlers and people that are just trying to make bread, like, let's say you got a 9 to 5, but your 9 to 5 taking all of your bread, it's taking all your money, and like you start getting tired of the fact that it's taking all of your money, so you start doing different things, trying to make money, trying to do eBay or whatever you're trying to do, and it's not working. But then you still got the responsibilities of your kids or whatever. You start getting frustrated, bro, and your kids don't deserve that. But it's like, you really. I took a look at my son this morning, and I thought to myself, I gotta do better, just because I want you to be able to be in a different position than what you can be in now. Like, I envision even better for you. Not saying he doesn't have or he's going without, but it's just like, you start thinking and holding yourself to a higher expectation, and it becomes frustrating. Well, I think money plays a lot of it, because a lot of us, including myself, we value money so high, like so high. And it's not really the money we're chasing. We're really chasing the freedom, the respect, the value, the accessibility. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Like, how many people would really want a lot of money if we didn't have to pay bills? It's just interesting, right?
That'd be an interesting poll.
Yeah. Like, you had to buy everything else, like cars and all that, but you didn't have to pay bills. It's like, some people would literally just settle for whatever they get. But then you'll have some people like us that would be like, no, I know I deserve better, like, I want more, you know. But at what point is it being hungry and greedy? You know what I mean?
I feel like everybody knows when they get to the point where they know they got it, because, like, if you've never had it, you know that you haven't had it to the moment you know you got it. It may take a minute to know you got it. I feel like the greedy part is, like, overly not being balanced as a human being. So, like, if you're putting the finances over your health, for example, you know what I mean? It's like, that might be causing an imbalance, or like, so it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, analyzing the small details of, like, everything in life, and like, okay, cool. Like, when's the last time I went on a walk, or like, when's the last time I did a social event, or like, you know what I mean? Just trying to be balanced, because even as a parent, like, you know, every parent wants the best for their kid, and you know how this world is. So, like, that natural stress, you know, that comes naturally, you know. Looking at our kids and being like, yeah, I want better. Like, I want to make sure that we're on the right path. Like, with you know what I mean? That is stress. I think that's a good stress. I'm saying,
Right.
Like, if you're not stressing about it, then you're really in a dangerous position. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't care about your kids' growth and you're not stressing about it, then how are they supposed to excel? Because they stand on our shoulders. I mean, so.
Do you think it's something wrong with a parent that looks at their kid and settles for bare minimum?
Yeah, I think that there's a loose nut somewhere, a loose screw, where the priorities are just totally just screwed up. But see, when people's priorities get screwed up, it starts way before it gets to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, first, it's like get to the root of the problem and like, okay, how did this person become unbalanced? And that takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
A lot of understanding to like get to that point to figure it out. Because,
Yeah.
you know, everybody has a different view. You know what I mean? So it's hard to
Judge him.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and then sometimes it's hard to help, depending on how hard-headed they might be. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's a fact. Because I also think not everybody wants it the same. Like,
exactly.
not everybody wants it the same, and it's interesting because like I assess how bad I want it all the time. Like almost every day, I think to myself like, how bad do I actually want it? Like how bad do I actually want to be successful? And I ask myself this all the time because I think it's important for me to be honest with myself. Because I'll be the first to say I don't have a millionaire mind work ethic. Like I don't work like a millionaire. You know what I mean? And like, see, that's the difference. It's not a lot of people. But not a lot of people work like a millionaire. But it's easy to work like a millionaire when you actually see results coming in. So it's like, you feel me? Like if you see that, okay, in an hour I can make 10K doing this, you're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm not going to sleep. Like that's just how it is. Like I'm gonna keep. So it's like life tests you and tests you and tests you just to see how much resistance you have. Like me, I'm working on my credit really hard. Like I'm trying to get it past 750. Like I'm trying to really get my credit really really good. Because I feel like it would open more doors for me that I've neglected, and that's hard in my opinion because I have to cut habits that I usually would have, right? And maybe cutting those habits took me like reaching a ceiling point over and over again until I got sick and tired of it. So it's like some people on their way and keep hitting that ceiling decided, you know what, I'm cool here. Like I'm not gonna keep banging my head trying to break this barrier. I think I'm good where I'm at, and they just settled, you know. And people like us don't resonate with that because we passed that barrier because we kept trying to knock that bitch down. And then we start looking back and looking at them like, yo, why ain't you keep knocking? You know, and that's interesting. You know, it's a very interesting perspective. Very interesting. You feel me?
You do learn a lot of lessons through it, though,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you stronger. It makes you more. It just gives you more knowledge. It gives you more wisdom.
Yeah.
That you can share to other people and like help other people out and give them the insight. Because the things that we've gone through, we would only gain that wisdom by going through it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the insight is like good, like to go back to the Jim Jones conversation, like those type of detailed conversations. I love to hear. I love to like watch the pivot where they're like they talk to the athletes and you can really understand an athlete's mindset of like a Michael Beasley or like a
Yeah.
They just had an Odell Beckham up there, and it's like I didn't know Odell Beckham tore his ACL twice. I didn't know he was going through injury, you know, and it's like you sit and you listen, and it's like, okay, this is the mindset he had to keep going after he tore his ACL twice. You know what I mean? It's like you got to keep thriving and striving through and never give up. And number one, you always have to, of course, keep a relationship with God. You got to talk to God on your own, but at the same time, you got to believe in yourself 10 times over. because the resistance, the belief is going to be needed just to be able to Floyd Mayweather through the resistance. You know what I'm saying? Like, ducking and dodging whatever is coming that's supposed to, like, get you off your A game. Like, it happens on the basketball court all the time. You know what I mean? You might have someone talking trash to you. You might get elbowed. You might get thrown to the ground. And that growth factor is what's needed, and the focus. You know, fast money. You know, it comes, but if you don't have the knowledge on how to save it or keep it, like if you are automatically thinking about what you're going to buy, you don't need to. Nobody needs to make fast money. That person's going to lose it.
Yeah.
But if that person has lost money, he's paid debts in terms of like learning financial literacy. You're either gonna pay your debts learning financial literacy by going to college, or you're gonna pay the debts by losing money. Mm-hmm. And once you gain that knowledge, then fast money becomes an asset, because the mindset you're supposed to have with fast money is, okay, let me invest this here. Let me invest this in more product. Let me reinvest this into more trucks. Let me invest this into more dispatching. Let me invest this into this, or real estate, or stocks, or crypto. Never being complacent and just always wanting to just do better, and then setting a life standard of like, okay, this is where I'm gonna be. Like today, bro, like I'm really thinking about just lowering my standard, bro. Like my monthly bills, you already know, I'm not about to go into it, but I'm just like, man, I'm about to slash that by 50%, not because I can't pay it, but if I'm making the extra money, I should just make the sacrifice right now, because you said it 5 or 6 times already. It's like, are you really willing to make the sacrifice? You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking and I'm like, man, you know what? Like, I'm gonna just downsize, because at the end of the day, the environment I'm in is great. So downsizing is not a problem.
And what's downsizing? What's downsizing temporarily going to do?
It makes me more financially secure and less stressed out. And it removes a lot of the resistance that I've been dealing with most recently over the past 2 months that you know about, of just like, you know, when you have a certain level of bills, like it's cool. You need a certain level of focus. If you're dealing with too many distractions, like, you know what, let me just downsize so that I can have less distractions, and I can just have more of a simpler life, so that the financial decisions I'm making, whatever resistance I'm dealing with, I could kind of just drown it out. I'm saying, it's like, okay, cool, like, ooh, bam, bam, because I'm never going to stop it. I can't just, like, life's not going to be perfect, but it's like, you just got to strategize and think 10 steps ahead of like, man, should I really keep paying this high rent? Like, it's not even necessary. The whole purpose of me moving to said location was to have lower overhead. So there's no reason for me to come from the Northeast and to have the same overhead. Okay, yeah, I have more space. Yeah, I have more this, more that. But I'm not saving the money. Now I'm going into the boat of just being cash poor at that point. You know what I mean? Or when I look back 10 months from now, an extra $20,000 could have been invested into this within a 2-year span, 3-year span. That's $60,000 that could have been invested. And it's like, you know, and I know we're in a renter nation, which is a whole nother conversation. But like, if the opportunity is there, why not take it? You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's being forced, you know?
And it's like, bro, just what you just said. It's like, yo, I'm willing to sacrifice it because I know for a fact that I want to do better. Like, I want to be better. I want to feel better. And sometimes what I be trying to tell you, bro, is like right now, I'm working on my credit, so I can't apply for a new car that I want, or I can't do certain things, right? I can't use credit cards to a certain limit. Like, I'm holding myself to a standard that I usually don't. But like those type of downsizing sacrifices, when done with structure and purpose, are always going to pan out. If somebody is struggling to pay their rent and they got a 9 to 5, but they can't seem to stop living paycheck to paycheck, the only reason why they're suffering is because of them. Because they're not willing to sacrifice. You see something like, because I hate when people be like, "Yo, it's happening because I'm black," or I was born in Philly, so that's why I'm poor. No, you're poor because you're fucking scared. You're a fucking coward. You, instead of deciding to stop trying to impress people, instead of being in front of the street trying to be cool, or be out in the street instead of be cool, instead of just trying to work a job, a 9 to 5, and come home with your lazy ass and play 2K all day. Like, these are certain sacrifices you have to downsize. So downsizing is actually something I think it's like an epiphany. Something that you have to do when you start realizing what I want is bigger than the room I stand in. So I'm going to have to leave this room and I'm going to have to build a bigger one. It's sort of kind of like, yo, I want this dream crib. I want my crib to have this, and that. Well, if I want my dream crib, unfortunately, I might have to go and buy some land and have it built. I won't be able to move inside that crib until 6 months. Am I willing to downsize until then? Why not? Why not? You're crazy. If you say you want something, sometimes you gotta sacrifice to get it.
Yep.
Because if you want something, you obviously don't have it already. So, what do you have to let go to move faster and get it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
What you're saying makes sense, man. It's like, especially bills. Man. I realized at a certain point, all the bills I was paying in life, I had to choose between those bills and my business. You know? And it's like, that don't even make sense. And that's when I realized I needed to downsize. When I had to make a decision between my business and my regular personal comfort. If I ever have to make a decision between my personal comfort and what makes me money, I'm going to choose what makes me money every time. And I'm going to downsize the personal every time. Because I'm not just doing it for me. So what makes me comfortable doesn't matter. You feel me? Like, it doesn't matter because somebody has to break the curse. Somebody has to. You know, and if you watch and decide that you want to, you're going to have to downsize. You can't live the same as every other person in your generation because they obviously ain't do it right. It's just what it is.
Yep.
You know?
They sure did.
So,
and that pressure to do better, you know, like you gotta do better, you know what I mean?
exactly. Got to. And if you don't, at least you don't say, well, I tried. Well, I didn't try, I did. And if it didn't pan out right, at least I found out what not to do. And now I can tell people and pass down to my people what not to do. You know what I mean? Like, that's all, bro.
Hell yeah. No, I agree. Man, we getting some real, we dropping some real jewels right now, man.
Yeah,
real
bro.
talk. We dropping some real jewels right now, bro.
Yeah, bro. You gotta come live more often.
Yeah, that's something that I definitely would like to start doing.
Yeah, we can set up
For
a
sure.
day, man.
We could definitely start doing that. I'm down. I'm 100% down. I'm 100% down to do that.
Yeah, because again, it gets you out your shell more. And again, like, these type of dialogues and conversations they can push you further, bro. Like, because it's not about us saying the right thing for the camera or for the audience. It's really about saying the things that you know for a fact need to be said because you needed to hear it again. Like, sometimes we say things in our head or have ideas in our head. Y'all know something? The other day, in order to pay this guy to do something that I needed for my business, right? I needed to have a certain amount of money. But that certain amount of money had to come from a certain sector of my business. If it didn't come from the sector of my business, then I wasn't going to get this service. Okay? So let's say I needed to get a sign for a store, but the money for the sign had to come from that store. The day that I decided was going to be the last day for me to get that money, I got that money. But the reason I'm saying that is because the whole month of me trying to get up to this certain amount, I was not nowhere near it. Nowhere near the money. But every day I came and I kept working and kept working and kept working and kept working and kept working. Even though I did not see the amount going up. I didn't see the money coming in at all. No money was coming in for this certain thing. So I'm like, damn, bro, I'm working my ass off, but ain't nothing coming in for this certain thing. But I just stayed with the system. Okay, every day you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you're going to do this. Like, I just kept drilling it into my head that no matter what, I'm going to stick to the schedule. And it all worked out at the end. That is entrepreneurship. It's like knowing that, like, yo, if I just follow this system, the results are going to come. A lot of people don't follow the system. Instead, they do something and then they turn their back and they're like, did it happen yet? Did I get it yet? And then when they don't see or they don't hear nobody saying, yeah, you got the money, then they be like, freak, man, let me go back to YouTube and look up how to make some more money. It's like, bro, in order to make money, you have to actually give it time. Because you got to get used to doing whatever you did to get the money, to bring in that money. Sometimes you got to pay your time and pay your dues to be able to get it. You're not always going to be able to get the money that you want, the way that you want, and the way you see fit. Sometimes you're going to struggle for a minute before you actually start getting the money you feel like you deserve. And that's how it works. And I'm telling y'all this because that little situation I just told you with the sign is a real story, okay? And it happened today. I kept putting in this work for this occasion and kept putting the work in, kept putting the work in. No result, no result. Nothing happened until the last minute. But I knew it. I knew it would because of the work I kept putting in. I knew it would. Now, does it happen where sometimes it doesn't work? Yes. And when that happens, then I know, okay, I need to alter that system because, okay, it's been 3 weeks. I set a deadline. Remember, I told you I set a deadline now, right? I always had a deadline so you can see if that system is actually working. But once you start setting that deadline, guys, that's when you know, okay, now, what I'm talking about is every time you put in work, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a result. But what I do is I set deadlines for myself. So if I'm saying on Monday, by Friday, I want to make $3,000, I'm going to follow a certain system that worked last week that got me $3,000. Cool. I start doing it, and on Friday, if I don't have that $3,000, I don't get mad at myself. I just say, you know what? The system I used wasn't good enough. Let me tweak it. Then I go on to the next week and I do the same thing but with the tweaks. Now, I always set the deadlines because if I don't hit it, I know for a fact the system needs to be tweaked. And that's how you actually build compound success, is by understanding that you need a deadline, but you also need a system. You need to hold yourself accountable. And that's just what it is, guys. Like, you can't keep thinking you're going to get success by just shitting. and peeing and waking up. You gotta actually do things on a consistent basis that's going to grant those results, bro. And that's a fact. That's a fact. You feel me? That's a fact. You heard me? So, yeah, 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 man.
Man, you got this, bro.
Absolutely, man.
Yo, so what you got planned for the rest of the day?
Absolutely.
You about to be on live for a good minute?
So I'm about to get off live because I gotta my kids is about to be here, so I gotta handle that.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm gonna take a break for a second.
You want, man, we can hop on tomorrow or later tonight. I'm free.
So that's the thing. We can hop on tonight for sure. Because now I know the setup that I would use for us to be able to communicate, and we can do it through here. So tonight, if you do like somewhere like 9 p.m. or even 7, either way, anywhere between 7 to 10,
okay.
You know, I'm definitely down. You just let me know. And just come with some questions you may have or some topics you want to talk about. And
I sure can.
We could definitely get that. We could do that. All right, bet.
I like this live. I'm gonna make sure my camera's working. As soon as we get off, I'm gonna try to go live and get this thing fixed.
Yeah, but it might not be you, because on my end it shows that you don't have a camera. So it might be that you need to keep so that's why I was saying, if you do 7 o'clock,
on another phone or something.
If you do 7 o'clock, well, I can get you on screen if you really wanted to, with like Discord or whatever. I could do that, but I think that what you need to do, bro, is map out what type of platform you want to be on. If you want to be on TikTok, bro, you want to go live on TikTok because you want to get as much engagement as possible. See what I'm saying? Discord doesn't give you any reward. That's the difference. I think you got to start realizing that when you do go live, since you do it so rarely, when you go live, you need to make sure it leaves some type of fingerprint where you could actually, you know, open yourself up to getting new followers, you know? So that's the only reason I was like, well, I would just say stay doing this on TikTok, because people will realize you're live, and then people will bang with you for the stuff you're talking about, then follow you, and then you'll be able to. And also, I believe if you go live a certain amount of times, TikTok will they'll give you that access. I think it's just I think you didn't go live. I think right now you probably almost at an hour, so that's good. But I know TikTok does monitor the time that you're live, and if you show that you're going live for a certain amount of time, then they lift it, I believe.
Oh, that's a bet. Well, we gonna burn this thing out, man. Just text me or call me, bro. I'm free at 7 or 10.